Today, I shall focus on the second pillar of my past principle of propriety, austerity, sobriety, and severity. Yes, the pillar of austerity. Hi, I'm your old pal, Uncle Phil. Today's joke is about austerity in government. Restraint, cutbacks, and good old-fashioned miserly tight-waddedness is not a laughing matter, and neither is the appalling joke that I'm about to relate to you, not for your enjoyment, but to prove again that jokes are not funny. Thus I present the joke of the night watchman. Once upon a time, the government had a vast scrap yard in the middle of the desert. The Oversight Committee said, someone may steal from the scrapyard at night, so they created a night watchman position and hired a person for the job. Then the committee said, how does this watchman do his job without instruction? So they created a planning department and hired 2 people, one person to write the instructions and one person to perform time studies. Then the committee said, how will we know that the night watchman is performing his tasks correctly? So they created the quality control department and hired 2 people, one to perform the studies and one to write the reports. Then the committee said, how are these people going to get paid? So then they created a timekeeper and a payroll officer position and hired 2 people. Then the committee said, who will be accountable for all these people? So they created an administrative section and hired 3 people, an administrative officer, assistant administrative officer, and a legal secretary. Then the committee said, we have funded this operation for 1 year and we are $18,000 over budget. We must cut back overall cost. So they laid off the night watchman. Thus ends the joke. As you have clearly ascertained, this joke was not funny. It was just a story about a committee of bureaucrats who for once did the right thing by throwing the night watchman's job onto the veritable scrap heap in order to stay within budget. There is nothing funny about this noble and necessary deed. This so-called joke should in fact serve as an inspirational story used to motivate our elected officials and bureaucrats at all levels of government to redouble their efforts toward the elimination of government jobs. Just think about how much tax revenue would no longer be spent. The next step would be for corporations, private business, and non-profits to fire their workers. Just think about how expenses would plummet and how much money would trickle back down into the economy. Yes, let us pursue this righteous goal until the day comes when we have 100% unemployment. No employees left to suckle and drain the teat of government or free enterprise. A great day when all that is left is propriety, austerity, sobriety, and severity. This is the kind of logic that we need to build my austere vision of such a perfect world. Indeed, the same kind of logic that leads unerringly to the conclusion that jokes are not funny. Concerned viewer, support my righteous anti-joke crusade by liking, sharing, and commenting on my videos, and especially by subscribing to Jokes Are Not Funny. Your subscription will put you at the front of the line to witness each new, groundbreaking episode. The time for action has arrived. Like, share, comment, and subscribe now!